So what is the HMRC Self-Assessment Tax Portal? How do you access the system and how do you register for it in the first place? Well, check out this video as I go through all of the gory details. Hi there, my name is Simon Misiewicz from Optimise Accountants. I am here to help you reduce your tax liability whilst increasing your wealth. In this particular video though, I'm going to be focusing on the HMRC Self-Assessment Tax Return Portal. How do you register for it and how do you access it? Well, let's go through that detail. Before you do that though, you need to understand whether you should be self-assessment at all. As in, do you need to file a tax return? Sometimes you don't need to, even though someone down the road tells you need to, or your mates down the restaurant or pub. So be careful before you register for self-assessment because you may not need to do so at all. There is a link to HMRC's website to ask you the question, do you need to register at all? So make sure you go check out that. The other side to it is that if you do need to register, I'll drop a link in there as well because HMRC's website is full of different links. So I've given you a link exactly where you need to register for self-assessment tax returns as well. Now, in regards to the information that's required for the registration of self-assessment, you are going to need a few details. You need to get a UTR. Now, UTR stands for Unique Tax Reference Number. It's a 10-digit code that's unique to you. Now, if you don't have one, don't worry. There is a telephone number just there, which is 0300 200 3310. You can phone that number and they will give you guidance of how to obtain your UTR number. But in addition to that, you are going to need something called a national insurance number, which should have been given to you at least when you're 16 years of age, so you can make national insurance contributions. Hark, you may have forgotten it though, so don't worry. Again, you can call HMRC on 0300 200 3500. I'm looking at my screen as I talk you through that number, but you can phone those two different numbers. Unfortunately, you will have a waiting time on both. But it's a way to get both your UTR and your NI number. You'll also need some personal details such as your date of birth, your postal address, etc. Once you have all that information to hand, then you can register for self-assessment tax returns. Please note, if you are going to be registering for self-assessment, you need to be aware that the tax year starts on the 6th of April and then ends on the 5th of April. Now, interestingly enough, that's not a calendar year, so most people will get stuck on this, but the tax year is strict. It does start from the 6th of April. Now, if you're going to do a paper tax return, you can do that on the 30th of October each year, but most people will leave it a little bit later and file their tax return online, and you need to submit your tax return by no later than the 31st of January following the closing of the tax year. Now, if you're going to leave it till the 31st of January, you also need to remember that you have to pay your self-assessment tax as well. So it doesn't really give you that much of an opportunity to help you understand how much tax you've got to pay and then save up for it. You pretty much have got to calculate it and pay it on the same day. So make sure you have enough money throughout the year to do so with you as well.